This is the birthplace of the Fraternal Order of Police. Give you a little history about our organization. It started right here in Pittsburgh in 1915, and ever since that time, the FOP has worked to create better working conditions for our members and for police officers in general. Since 1915, we've grown to over 324,000 members with over 21 lodges nationwide. Our lodges take a very serious or make a very serious commitment to the residents of the communities they serve, and we take opportunities like this very serious when we endorse candidates who we think will not only represent us but the neighborhoods in which we live. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Chuck Hanlon. Oh, sorry, Chuck. Chuck's our endorsement committee chairperson. Chuck.
Thanks for everyone coming. Thanks to both Mr. Freed and Mr. Raja. Thank you for being here. Proud to announce today the endorsements of two men who we believe will be able to lead our state into the future. First is Mr. David Freed, who's candidate for Pennsylvania Attorney General, and Mr. Raja, who's running for the Pennsylvania 37th Senate District. A little bit about Mr. Freed. Mr. Freed actually received a statewide endorsement from the Pennsylvania State Lodge in August at our convention in Philadelphia. We felt it was important to come here and announce it again to our local residents here and to the media here. Mr. Freed has demonstrated through his trial experience, administrative and leadership skills, and his dedication to law enforcement, and it made him the obvious choice to be the head law enforcement officer of Pennsylvania for the following term. And Mr. Freed, we're honored and privileged to give you that endorsement.
Thank you, Chuck.
Back on the local front, our endorsement committee looked closely at both candidates who wanted to fill the seat that was vacated by Senator Pippy. We found it both to be honorable men, but what made Mr. Raja stand out are his background in business and his close ties to the University of Pittsburgh and CMU, which are both obviously located here in the city of Pittsburgh, where we patrol. The FOP believes the Commonwealth is served better with a diversified legislature made up of members from all walks of life that can bring different ideas, personalities, and concerns from all Pennsylvanians. Mr. Raja's experience with business leadership and job creation make him a great addition to that policy of a diversified leadership. We expect a lot of discussion in Harrisburg in the next year on the topics of pension reform and amendments to Act 47. We believe that Mr. Raja's business background will bring a common sense approach to that discussion, and he will work hard to draft acceptable legislation that works for both the taxpayer and the members of the Fraternal Order of Police and the people who keep our cities and streets safe. So with that, Mr. Raja, thank you very much. And we're proud and privileged to give you that endorsement. I stand for any questions, and both candidates are available for questions also. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. It's a tremendous honor for me to accept the endorsement of Lodge 1, where the Fraternal Order of Police was founded. I was thrilled and proud to receive the endorsement of the State Lodge back in August, and I believe that that endorsement is a recognition of the work that I've done, not just as DA for the last 7 years, but as first assistant for 5 years and an assistant DA in both York and Cumberland counties, and my leadership within the Pennsylvania DA's Association. Much of that has involved working on matters of interest to law enforcement with the legislature in Harrisburg. By virtue of that leadership and my geography in central Pennsylvania, I'm often called upon to go to the Capitol and advocate on matters that are important to us in law enforcement. And I've spent a tremendous amount of time with my colleagues from the FOP advocating for things that we think we need to do this job. And we recognize, those of us who are experienced prosecutors, that law enforcement is different and needs to be treated differently. And we need to return the commitment that our law enforcement officers give to us, our hardworking men and women out there on the streets every day. If you ever need to be reminded of that, we were talking about an incident that happened in the city last night where a police officer was wounded in a shooting. Thankfully, it seems like he'll be okay. But these incidents happen all the time. I was telling some of the folks here about incidents that I've had to deal with as district attorney when police officers have to use their firearms or are hit or wounded, and how to handle those. And I've developed an experience over the years handling those. I understand the issues. Look, the biggest issue for us in law enforcement is resources. In a tough economy, as things get pushed down from the federal government to the state to the local level, we end up bearing the brunt of that at the local level. And in law enforcement, we need to make sure that we continue to work together, not compete with each other, work together so that we can get the job done. You know, our job is not to chase glory, it's to chase bad guys. But we all in society owe a commitment to those people who put their lives on the line every day for us. And it's because of that commitment that I'm incredibly honored to be here, and I thank you for your endorsement.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming today. I want to thank FOP Lodge 1, Mike and Chuck. I am truly honored with the endorsement today. I wish congratulations to Dave Freed. Western Pennsylvania has given me great opportunity here. I came here to go to school, went to University of Pittsburgh, then went to Carnegie Mellon, got an MBA from there, got the opportunity to start a small business in the spare bedroom of my townhouse. Since then, we have grown to over 300 well-paying American jobs here, including 100 in the region right here. And I also have the privilege of, raising 2 young daughters, in a neighborhood, Mount Lebanon, up here. All this would not be possible without the great service of the men and women in uniform, and I really thank them for what they have done and for giving me the opportunity here. Your endorsements means a great deal to me. I have, as Mount Lebanon Commissioner, I've got to see firsthand, the work you do, and I have tremendous respect. You put your lives, for the safety of others. I'm grateful that they've chosen me to represent you in the state Senate, and I will do everything I can to make sure the men and women in uniform have the resources that's necessary to perform their job safely, that they have the funding and support that's necessary to have exceptional public safety. And I want to let you know I will be a tireless advocate for the police officers and people in uniform, and my door will always be open to hear any of your needs and concerns. As I mentioned before, I came here as a student without a lot of contacts or a lot of money. And it's the region that gave me the opportunity, and I want to make sure the opportunity remains for our kids, your kids, for our grandchildren as we go forward. I believe in the potential of our region, and I will do everything as state senator to unlock that potential. And that includes being a trusted advocate for the men and women in uniform. With that, I will close and thank FOP Lodge 1 for the trust you have placed in me, and I look forward to serving you as senator. Thank you.
Week on PA Books.
Philadelphia was a well-respected name. In fact, brewers in Boston would call their porter Philadelphia Porter to add a panache to their product. This is as good as what they're brewing in Philadelphia.
The author of Philadelphia Beer, Rich Wagner, Sunday at 9 p.m.
Go. Okay. My name is